Hey there. I looked at the video camera, which is up here. Hey there, hi there, ho there, everyone. Welcome to this live. I'm Shut Up James. I'm going to give everyone a minute to get here, but today we're talking about horror conventions. Not horror conventions, we're talking about horror conventions. Entertainment hell, hello. What a week. What a month. Century. I haven't gotten to watch your video yet, but I'm going to watch it. Century Countess has been making her costume. We all know she's going to be Angela from Out of the Demons, and she's finished, but I have not watched the finished product video yet. So I'm going to. She's been everything crazy. Hi, Brian. Hello. So again, we're going to talk about some horror conventions today. Am I screaming? I might be yelling. Sorry. Get used to it. I wanted to post a movie reaction this past weekend, but we had some things happen. Moses was hurt. He is fine. But that took precedent, plus work, plus this, that, the other thing. So instead of the movie reaction, I did my CT Horror Fest recap. And if you haven't watched it yet, it'll be there's a link in the description down below. Realizing a recap is cute and all, but it's just me yapping the whole time. So my phone had died. One thing I should have said in that video is my phone died at the convention I was at the CT Horror Fest. And I had to give it to someone that worked there to plug it in. And I didn't have my phone for a good 4.5, 5 hours of the time that I was there. So I couldn't take pictures or video of what was going on. Next year, or next convention I go to, I will be like vlogging. I'll take tons of pictures and videos, and then I will just post that all for you guys afterwards. So you basically can, be like you were there. So I'm sorry if you watched that whole 30-minute video and it's just me talking about the convention with like a couple of photos here and there. But let's see. We've got some humans. Century. They just announced Rabid Grannies is going to be released on brand new remastered Blu-ray from Vinegar Syndrome. Vinegar Syndrome was at the convention I went to. Rabid Grannies. I feel like I've heard of that. I feel like Blockbusted Videos probably has mentioned that to me. No worries, take your time. Glad he's yeah, Moses is okay. That's exciting. Rabid Grannies, that sounds amazing. So I probably said this 1,000 times already, but Vinegar Syndrome, obviously they re-release movies, like older movies, right? They have a storefront, and their storefront is called the Archive. So in Connecticut, and there's one in Colorado, I think. A reactor on here, Nick Says Boo, said he went to the one in Colorado, and I go to the one here in Bridgeport. So there, because he knows I love the physical medias, he was actually sending me stuff he went to the South Pasadena Halloween convention this past weekend. And yes, they have two main locations, like store locations, and then they have Vinegar Syndrome, which is where it's like a sublet, like the sub whatever, where they do the re-releases of the movies and stuff. So at the convention, they had it was like an L-shaped setup. So when you first walked in, it was Vinegar Syndrome, and then on the side was the Archive. And I bought a bunch of stuff. It's all in the recap video. But I would sell my soul for an early copy of this Blu-ray. Follow and see if there's like a pre-order situation. I'm sure the website, Vinegar Syndrome website, has like a pre-order something. I did just, before I get into the Q&A part of everything, I did just see that The Ring is getting a 4K box set with all three American versions of the movie. So it's The Ring 2, and Rings. So it's a box set. The art looks awesome. It's coming from Shout Factory, I believe. And that's coming out in December, and pre-orders just went up, and I want it, but I'm also like, I just declared stop spending money, so we'll see what happens with that situation. But yeah, now I put a Q&A for y'all in the top of this chat, and it is asking who is in your meet and greet, or who is on your meet and greet bucket list. So like a celebrity that you would want to meet someday, preferably like at a convention. Like who's the person, like your top 1 or 2 or 3 that you're like, I got to get their autograph or shake their hand or get a photo with them. Who is that for you? And at the end, I'm going to ask everyone and we'll talk about it. In the meantime, I'm not going to bore you with my CT Horror Fest stories again, because we did this. We went over some stuff on one of my lives. And again, there's the recap video. But what I am going to do is jump into this Q&A situation, because there's like the anonymous Q&A that I finally got that, what's it, NGL, not going to lie, I guess is what it stands for, app. And a bunch of things came in. I started just screenshotting because I don't know how long they last before they delete out of the app, or if they delete at all. Let's catch up on the chat a little bit. I don't blame you. I wonder if it will even have bonus features. Rabbit Grannies. The DVD has a commentary from the director. Ooh. I'd have to get a new DVD. My version doesn't have a commentary. Boo. I forget that DVDs, as obsolete as they are, so many bonus features. So if I'm ever like watching a certain movie, I have versions now of like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, for example, where it's the 4K and the Blu-ray and the special features and the commentaries. But for a while, it was like, if I wanted to watch the bonus features, I'd have to watch the DVD. If I wanted to watch the movie in good quality, I'd have to watch the Blu-ray. And then I have another Blu-ray that had all the separate commentaries. It was the weirdest freaking thing. But I own them all now. So let me get into this Q&A. So I did the anonymous question thing, although I got a lot of comments. I did just screenshot and kind of keep going, and I noticed that there's new ones. So if you haven't submitted a question yet and you want to, you can bounce over to my Instagram page. The Instagram page is in the link down below. In my story is that NGL link. I tried putting it in here and it did not let me. So you can ask anything and I will answer it as long as it's appropriate, preferably something spooky. So let me see here. We've got, how problematic do you find, I'm reading these for the first time also, which is probably not smart. How problematic do you find Bob's comment? And then we rip Lindsay's clothes off. Always found that a very weird thing to say. Yes. Who was I just talking about? That's probably who said this. I don't know if, was it Jen or was it Blockbusted Videos, or both? I, as a kid, always took it as sarcasm, but it's not an okay line. And Linda just goes like, with her little laugh. Or does she say totally? Oh my gosh, the child abuse. That just solidified that Lori was supposed to be the final girl. Like, Lori's not only the one who survived, she's the one that actually tries to protect the children. Problematic, indeed. Question is, favorite movie? That's very difficult to say. Depends on my mood, on my vibe, on the day of the week. Oh my gosh. For horror, that's almost impossible, because there's movies I rewatch a lot that I don't think are as good as other movies. And then in the same respect, there's movies I think are phenomenal, but again, I don't rewatch them as often. That's impossible. Let's see. Okay. So it's easy. Okay. I'll do some genres, like childhood movie, or child's movie. It's Pete's Dragon. Hands down, the 70s version of Pete's Dragon. I don't know. Comedy would be Scary Movie 2, because I watch that on a loop and I still think it's funny. Drama or dramedy, Steel Magnolias, because I can also watch that and still laugh and cackle and cry. Horror. Oh, I'll do like thriller. No, because that's even difficult. Because there's like The Bone Collector, which is so good. Kiss the Girls is probably up there as one of the top ones for like thriller. But for horror, that is very difficult, because it's like Halloween. Great, right? But I rewatch most of the sequels more than I rewatch the first one. I probably wouldn't put Friday the 13th, any of those in there, although those are at the top of my list of fun movies. I can't answer it. Halloween, Scream, The Relic. You all know I love The Relic. And Ben Affleck was the Bomb and Phantoms. So, next question. These are anonymous. I don't know who asked these. It was like $30 if you want to know. And I'm like, I really don't. Is Michael Jackson still alive? I'm sure there is someone with the name Michael Jackson that is alive on this planet at this moment. Does fate ever change? Fate never changes. Oh gosh. A friend of mine, a couple, like, we're so stupid. Most of my friends and I, we talk in movie quotes. Usually it's Halloween quotes, like Blockbusted videos, and we talk primarily in like Halloween 5 quotes. And our friend Adam, who if he pops on, he's Elm Street Kid, is like his tag or whatever. We say that all the time, but it's like it'll be James never changes, or like politics never change, whatever it is. Yes, entertainment hell, fate is immovable like a mountain. Oh my gosh, that is so great. Lori, answer the question. We over exaggerate that teacher's voice. Oh, the answer is no, it doesn't. Favorite spooky desert? I think they meant dessert. Spooky, or maybe they meant desert. My favorite spooky desert is, I don't have one. Wherever they filmed Resident Evil, which one is that? It's part 1. It's Apocalypse. Extinction. There. But dessert. I don't really have spooky desserts. I've gone to a place called Hardcore Sweets that we have. There's a couple locations here in Connecticut. They won one of those like bake-off shows like a couple of years ago, and their stuff, it says called Hardcore Sweet. It is really sweet. It like you're just like eating sugar, but they're also delicious. I can only have like 1 or 2 bites at a time. But they did do. They're also kind of spooky and like punk rock and stuff. So they've done like Scream. They did a Scream chocolate cupcake one time, which was, it was so good. It was like a chocolate cupcake with like white frosting and like a Scream little mask, an edible Scream mask on top, and then it had like a vial, like an upside down vial shoved into it that was red, like blood, but it was like cherry, like a cherry topping or something. Or was it strawberry? I think it was strawberry because I hate cherry. That was good. So I'll say that. But besides that, I'm really basic. I would probably just go to like Stop and Shop and get those sugar cookies that are like $5 for a whole huge container. And it'll just have like a picture of a ghost on the top or something. Or the Target ones. Target does that too. In the chats for favorite movies, over 25 years, finally came up with the answer. But inside, I always knew The Worst Witch, 1986, is my favorite film of all time. Entertainment Hell says his favorite movie, their favorite movie of all time, is The Worst Witch. Jackie Brown, favorite drama. Fate is immovable. Adam never watches your lives. He did once or twice, Garcia. You're the ride or die for my lives, though. I swear I thought that you had asked the question about the Michael Jackson still alive or not. Weird Sisters is my favorite animation, but I have a special heart for the horror film Frogs. I've not seen Frogs. Entertainment Hell says I love cherry. Darn. Oh, when I was a kid, my mom gave me like juice all the time. Like she wasn't giving me like the proper like sustenance, and so lots of cherry juice for some reason, like cherry flavored things. And our household was like not kept well, TMI, I guess, and like she didn't clean. So like I just remember always everything tasted like cherry and it grossed me out, and everything was like sticky from the cherry, like from cherry juice, or like a juice left out, or like a popsicle that was cherry flavored left out. And like I just can't do cherry. I just really don't like it. Black cherry I'm fine with, but I can't do like a regular like red cherry flavor. Frogs is the best. If I could choose a drama series, Legend of Yangtze Palace. I've never heard of that. Jonathan, hey, hello. Pew, 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 pew. We've got people. So I'm doing a Q&A. I'm answering the questions from Instagram right now. I did a whole favorite movie situation. Michael Jackson might still be alive. And my favorite spooky dessert is from Target. On to the next. Define what a bad fucking friend is. I'm reading these questions for the first time. That pertains to a very specific situation. And the person that pertains to does not watch these lives. So I guess who cares? That gaslighting ass bitch. That pertains to someone, and maybe I should have filtered these questions first. Whatever. Anyone who knows who that's about, y'all know what I think about that situation. Next question. Movie that got you into horror movies. Love you. It's it's Jen. Jen sent this. Thank you for she made it not anonymous. So movie that got you into horror movies. It's weird because I can't fully recall. And please, y'all answer these questions too in the chat because I love hearing your answers. And then I'm sorry, I didn't say this before. If you use the super thanks, the super chat, you all know your message or your question or your whatever will highlight, and I definitely will see it and get to it. Otherwise my ADHD takes me in 10 different directions, right? So what is this? Sorry. Horror movie that got me, or movie that got me into horror movies. It's hard to say because I remember watching Silver Bullet and it terrified me as a kid, but it wasn't until years later I even knew that was what that movie was called. And I haven't really watched it since then. Like I've been told I should rewatch it. I own it. I bought the Blu-ray because I was like, oh, this movie scared me as a kid. Maybe it'll scare me now. The Blob was something that really terrified me that I didn't watch for the entirety of my, like I watched it once when I was a kid. I think I cried. And then I watched it again a couple of years ago and was like, yeah, I can see why I cried. Child's Play, I remember, was something I was shown really young and that stuck with me. And then the original Halloween. So those are the ones that kind of got me into horror. This is like early 90s. I was probably like 4 or 5 watching these movies. And then once I got into horror is when I remember one of the first, I was just getting into the Halloween movies and had watched a bunch of them and then was like walking in the aisle and Halloween 6 was in the new section. I was like, what? So, I mean, The Relic, y'all know I love that one. Sphere, Kiss the Girls. These are more thrillers and stuff, but those were like my on repeat movies. Thank you, Jen. Let's see. What are you guys saying in the comments? First horror I would be, wait. Whoa. I have so much to watch and review this week. First, Jonathan, for what? What do you have to review and watch? Oh, what? The movies? Are you behind on all the movies? Because I am too. Good evening, humans. Zach's here. Pew, pew, pew. Everyone gets a pew, pew, pew today. If your kids in the 80s, Halloween or Disney stuff. Oh, Hocus Pocus. No, that didn't get me into horror. Hocus Pocus was just epic and amazing, but that didn't get me into horror. If you were kids in the 80s, Halloween or Disney stuff, spikes our creativity. Spooky stuff for kids is addictive. If they made Witches. That reminds me of The Witches with Angelica Houston. That movie was one that also scared me and probably got me into horror movies a little bit, even though it's like for kids, but it's freaking terrifying. Was hooked on horror, mainly Chucky. I'm sorry, that thing just went up. Chucky for a while, then Jason became. Michael Myers and Chucky were my first 2 loves. And then I got into Jason, and then still I haven't even watched all the Nightmare on Elm Streets. I know I'll get to them. It's 1:16 a.m. in South Africa. Jonathan. Oh, you know what? It's also that time in Germany. My friend Niels was going to join. He probably went to sleep. I was going to show off his print as well. Someone remind me before this video is done. The very last thing I want to do is show off the print. It's in the recap video from CT Horror Fest. Jonathan, thank you so much for joining. Okay, wow, that comment. I was trying to say that Halloween as a holiday and Disney cartoons, animations, and scary stories probably inspired us to grow. Yes, I think so, because kids, Entertainment Hell is saying that basically kids' movies had a lot of like horror and spooky elements, and Disney was prolific for this. And so there was like a element of danger in Disney movies that, I mean, definitely for me was an easy transition into horror and dramas, because for a long time I loved sad movies, and I think that's because of stuff like Peach Dragon, Fox and the Hound. I mean, Lion King, freaking any Disney movie you can think of has some terrible tragedy, so it kind of pre-programmed us to be like, I love being sad and I love being scared. Zach says my first horror movie was M. Night Signs. That is a good movie. That movie still gets under my skin quite a bit. I do remember my first interaction with Myers was age 5 when he kills Spitz and Samantha. Ooh, see, I've always loved all the first 7 movies. There was never a time I like watched any of those first 7 movies and thought, eh. And so I've actually only grown to love them more. So I watched 5 and was like, I don't really get what's, I mean, this, it makes sense to me. It makes enough sense to me. I thought the ending was terrifying. I thought the little girl, like Danielle Harris being chased, was scary. I loved Tina, still love Tina, but the more I watch 5, the more I love it. I've always loved 6. The more I watch it, I love it even more. H2, like, I love the Halloween movies. The first 7, we don't talk about that. When I was 8, our family went to a house party. Nightmare on Elm Street was on TV. I actually had a bully that lived up the street. He was a piece of garbage, but when he was not being a bully and wanted to like hang out, and of course I was so like, please pay attention to me, I would be like, yes, let's go hang out. He invited me over and he put on a Nightmare on Elm Street, and that was my first time actually watching scenes from that movie. Was at his house, and he just put in the tape, and we didn't watch the whole thing, but that was my first interaction with Freddy. There were some horrors that my mother thought were kid safe because, oh yeah, no, again, the kids, Watcher in the Woods. That is another one. That's toward the top of the list. Watcher in the Woods. If you haven't seen my modern trailer, you can go check it out. It's in my trailers playlist. I love taking older movies that maybe didn't get good trailers, and I redo the trailers to make them a little more modern or a little more fun. I did one for Watcher in the Woods. That movie was definitely with Kyle Richards. That was absolutely one of the ones that got me into horror too, because it was very PG. Same with Poltergeist 3. I love Poltergeist. Poltergeist 1, 2, and 3, that whole trilogy. But 3 was the one I watched rewatched the most, sorry, because it was so PG, kind of like it was very tame. So, okay, that's all the favorite movie stuff. You guys keep talking in the chats. Again, super chats, it'll highlight and I'll definitely read it. There's a lot of chats going. I love this. So next question, and I'm reading these for the first time. Last thing you ate. Oh, okay. I brought an acai bowl to lunch today, and I'm sorry. I brought a frozen acai bowl to lunch yesterday, and I left it in the fridge at work, and I opened it today hoping it would be okay, and like she turned gray. It was supposed to be like a raspberry, it's like a berry something something. So it was like a reddish, purplish. No, it was gray, watery, clumpy, gross. I had to dump it. So I ended up going to Pizza Hut and getting the wings that they have because it's cheap and quick, and I had stuff going on. I was trying to leave early today, but of course, when I was trying to leave about 5:30, I didn't realize it already was that late because I was doing a bunch of paperwork and stuff. And I was like, crap, it's already 5:30. My other person has to go take her break. Then boom, a bunch of customers walked in. No customers all day, 3 customers at once when I'm trying to leave. So glad we still made the live. But that's the last thing I ate. Pizza Hut wings. They just get the job done. Next question. Which masked horror icon would you buy? Y'all. Which masked horror icon, do I even read this? Would you bottom for? Y'all are gay. That's why I love you. Masked horror. Please don't kill me, Mr. Ghostface. I want to be in the sequel. Michael Myers from Halloween 6. There. Zach says Daddy Myers all the way. Michael Myers. Yeah, there's something about that. Oh my God. And that's the line from the movie too. There's something about that mask. Or is that what she says? The girl on the radio. Yeah, I just think he's so like brute, scary. The lighting, everything about his presence in Curse of Michael Myers, I feel like is top tier in every way. So Halloween 6 Myers can get it. Are you single? No, very much no. I feel like if you watch these, then you know I've been with my partner for 16 years, so we done been through it. Let me see. We all want shirtless Myers in Dead by Daylight. You probably can get that. I mean, there's probably like a PC something where you can get your Dead by Daylight shirtless Myers, and then he exists online anyway. So, are you single? No. If you were throwing a barbecue and could invite either Freddy, Jason, or Michael, who would you invite? Well, only Freddy talks, so I guess Freddy. Although I did just say, we did just say Daddy Myers, so maybe Myers from Halloween 6. Otherwise, Freddy, because Freddy's the one that actually speaks. And next question, if you had to choose franchise to react to first, which would it be? Critters 1 through 5 or Tremors 1 through 6 or 7? 6. Oh, meaning are there 6 or 7? I think there's 7 movies because I have let's see. 7 movies. I have the 7 movie collection. I just posted this on Instagram too. So or in Critters, it says 1 through 5. I think there's only 4. I only see 4 Critters movies. Like I have the Shout Factory collection. So, Jonathan, go to sleep. Thank you so much. I'm so sorry. It's 1:15 in the morning for you. Go to bed. But it'd be easier to do Critters. I think Critters. I want to say Tremors because I love the first movie so much, but I have heard the sequels are not it. And I've heard that Critters is fun and that part 2 is fun. And I think part 4 has like Leonardo DiCaprio. I've heard that the Critters movies are ridiculous and fun. So I think I'll say Critters. I've wanted to do that actually. I wanted to watch those on the channel for a while, but I just get so caught up in other stuff. So eventually it'll happen. Did I read all those questions? Spooky dessert. Let me see if there's more. Those are the ones I grabbed from before. Oh, I've got 2 more that I didn't open yet. I don't know what this means. It says body count 6. But it's a question mark. So I don't know what are you asking if it's 6? Is this like a Slumber Party Massacre reference? Remember, he goes to the door and they're like, how much? And he's like 6 so far. I'm not sure what that person means, but thanks. With the recent announcement of further Halloween projects coming out, what path do you think would be the best to head down? Ooh, I love that. Whoever did that question, thank you. That would be, I would be fine with a sequel that continues any of the previous timelines that we've abandoned. Like if we got a follow-up to H2O with like Josh Hartnett, why not? A follow-up to 6, with Steven, the baby is grown up and this and that. I've seen, I haven't watched them fully, but like there's fan films that actually follow that. There's fan films that actually follow and act as like sequels to Halloween H2O with like a lookalike. It's actually the guy looks just like Josh Hartnett. I would be fine with an in-between like we just got with Saw X, although that'd be a little more difficult to pull off. I really hope what they do is if it's a TV show or a movie, I don't care, but a spin-off. And I don't want any frickin' Strodes to come back. I don't want a single Strode. I don't want a family member. I would love because I've mentioned like the fan film that I wrote like 1,000 years ago. I would love if it was set in Haddonfield, Halloween, the events of the Halloween, whatever, have been like forgotten, and like maybe someone is like uncovering some dirt. And as they're uncovering some dirt, Michael shows up again. And I need it to be totally random. There's no Lori, she's gone. She has left. There is no Jamie Lloyd. There's none of that. Michael shows up to Haddonfield and says, random person, I'm gonna come for you. Let me see. So Jonathan said, bye, what I ate, long story short. Oh, here. The things are all moving. Go with Critters. You'll love it. I love 3 and 4. Yes. Yeah, says, I love Tremor so much. Tried to get into the sequels, but couldn't. That's what I keep hearing. Even people who were like, oh, 2 and 3 are like fun. I watched the trailer for 2 and I was like, I don't think I can watch. Like, it looks very TV movie. And I don't know if I'll be able to handle that, especially after how amazing the first one was. Yeah, Tremors 3 and 4 especially are super right wing. Oh, super right wing. Uh-oh. I wouldn't kick up a ruckus. Is Kara and Danny if Jerry and Danny came back? Yeah, no, I would be fine with that. Oh, do you hear that she didn't even show up? She couldn't show up to the Halloween convention. Marianne Hagan, who played Kara, was supposed to go to the Halloween convention, and I was bummed that I had canceled because there's only a couple people I really wanted to see, and none of them had been announced. And so I was like, well, I'm not going to go. I'll save my money. After I canceled like a week ago, they're like, boom, this person, boom, this person. Still not everyone I wanted to see, but she was one of them. Apparently her plane, I don't know what happened with her plane and she couldn't go. So I kind of felt great that I don't get to see her. No one gets to see her. Let me see. Hell, oh my God, really? I didn't make it that far. I don't know what that means. Let's see if I can I'm missing most of these chats. I'm sorry. Let's see if I can find more Strode repellent spray and spray the new. Please do, because I'm done. Like, oh gosh, I'm just done. And I love that franchise, so I'm sad that I'm done. Tremors 2 at least has Helen Shaver from the Amityville horror. Helen Shaver, that name sounds familiar. Helen Shaver was Nancy's mother in The Craft. I'd have to see her face to know who that is. Let's see if we have any more questions in the Q&A. Today's live will be a little quicker than usual because I just wanted to. I'll make it's not an announcement, but I'm trying to like restructure some things. No, that's all I see. So that's all y'all wanted to know. That is good. Is that my sister texting me? I got a new phone. Moses got us new phones, but they don't work. So like it works, but it doesn't work. So I'm using my old phone for texting and most of the apps and stuff, but it like messed up a bunch of my contacts. So like the chats are still there, but it no longer says like my sister's name or Moses's name or any like group chats still exist, but everyone's just a phone number. I don't understand why. Most of my pictures have been transferred over to the new phone. Everything's been transferred off of this phone to the new phone, but the new phone has no internet connection and I can't like use it unless I'm connected to the Wi-Fi at my house. So this phone is used for texting, but has no pictures or contacts or data. The other one has all the contacts and data, but I can't use it. It's just freaking, it's weird. I think Moses is trying to figure it out. Tremors 2 had a cute small world moral in it. Oh. I'll probably watch it. I have to. I have the 7 movie collection. Once I finally get into either memberships or Patreon or whatever, which is not happening anytime soon, I feel like that'll be easier to do like the live watch alongs, and I can warrant like sitting down and being like and making it an event. I can't imagine going through all the effort to film the reaction, edit the reaction, and put it out there for people to be like, Tremors 5, like why do I care about that? Where on a membership or a Patreon or something, again, way future, you know what you're signing up for. Like you're signing like that'll be one of the things is you will get like live watch along reactions, and that would be a good one to do. Century says, oh, that happened to my phone one time when I switched it. It's weird, but I remember it auto fixed. Yeah, it's something to do. We switched from T-Mobile to AT&T, and T-Mobile hasn't like released our phone numbers, so AT&T can't get the numbers. So it's just this big whole thing that I have no idea. Anyway, I asked you all at the beginning of this chat, and the Q&A is still there. The Q&A is, who is on your meet and greet bucket list? So celebrity you hope to meet in person someday, like get an autograph or take a photo or something like that. I don't think I can see results. I don't think it's something you actually answer. It's just a chat that's up there and y'all tell me. So how about y'all tell me? I'm going to give you all a couple seconds. Let me know who's on your bucket list. Well, while you're all doing that, I will say who mine would be. Because I've gotten to meet a few people and I'm very happy. Like the last convention, I got to see PJ Souls, Nick Castle, who I'll be honest was not like, I wasn't like, oh my gosh, I want to meet Nick Castle, but it's kind of like I have to meet Nick Castle. And the fact that he was there, I'm like, I'm not going to not stand in his line and get his autograph. So Kane Hodder, I've gotten to meet twice. Hopefully, if y'all vote for me on Face of Horror, that competition link situation, I'll put that in the back in the chat. I don't have it to put back in the chat. It's up there and it's in the description. And I post it on Facebook and YouTube and Instagram constantly all the time. I'll get to meet him again and have a photo shoot with him and win some money. And that means more giveaways for you guys. Okay, who else is on my bucket list? Now, Marion Hagen from Halloween 6, we just said. Wendy Kaplan, who plays Tina from Halloween 5. She was one of the ones I really was like, I need to see her, like at this Halloween convention. Ellie Cornell from Halloween's 4 and 5. I would love to meet Kathleen Kinmont. She's not like as high up as those first 3, but I'd love to meet her. I've met Don Shanks. I feel like John Carpenter or Jamie Lee Curtis are kind of too far out of my like realm of being able to meet them, but I will say, like, obviously, who wouldn't want to meet them? You know what? I have not met anyone from the cast of Scream. So, Nev Campbell, wouldn't that be nice? Oh my gosh, Matthew Lillard. It's funny, Moses and I found out that we both had crushed on him when we were, like, younger. Like, when I watched Scream, everyone was like, "Billy," and I was like, "He looks greasy. Give me Stu Macher." Stu Macher all day, every day. You can watch our reaction. Moses and I watched that years ago. That's on the channel. It's like, I think only my 3rd or 4th movie reaction in my movie reaction playlist. But, I saw somebody say Robert Englund. I would say Robert Englund. Hayden, that'd be a good one too. Harm. Gosh, I've gotten to meet a couple of the final girls from the Friday 13th movies. I got to meet Heather Langenkamp. Oh, goodness. I'd love to say like Jo Beth Williams from the first 2 Poltergeist films because she's just so phenomenal. Bruce Campbell would be a fun one. It's so funny. I just find him so charming. I didn't even like most of the movies that he was in. I just was like, I just think he just seems so fun. Mostly that's it. That's what I can think of. I got to meet a couple people from My Bloody Valentine. Ooh, Bradley Dourif. That would be anyone from Child's Play. I'm forgetting Christine Elise and Alex Vincent, who plays Andy. Was it Catherine Hicks? Is that the one who plays his mom? I would love to meet anyone from the Child's Play franchise. Don Mancini, that'd be a fantastic one. Just like to be like, thank you for making this really fun freaking franchise that we have. Let's see. Fairuza Balk. Oh, yes. She would be fun, but I would have her sign my Return to Oz. Robert Englund, Josh Hartnett, I see in here. Celebrities I want to meet. Let me see. He's in the Trauma film Evil Clutch. Trauma. Liz Renee and John Waters' Desperate Living. Oh, was she? He's asking. I don't know. I don't know. Betty Davis. Oh, well, would have loved. Skeet, Matthew, Hayden, Jamie Kennedy. See, a crush on Jamie Kennedy. I believe it. Not him now, in my opinion, for me. But him then, very much. Okay, yeah, you said 90s, of course. Yeah, exactly, 90s. You met so many people, James. I bow to you. Oh my God. Well, I got lucky this year. Well, I decided to make the things I want to do be a priority. So that's kind of what it was. Instead of being like, I'll never get to do these things, I was like, well, what if I did the things? And Moses is like fine with me doing these things, but he's like, I'm sorry, let me just talk about the fact that it's a freaking mess, you guys. Anyway, he's not like, he would do the things with me if I was like, please, 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 but he wouldn't be interested in doing them. He wouldn't have fun at these conventions, and I would feel rushed. I would feel like I need to not geek out. I would feel like I'm not able to like act the way that I really want to act. Christine, oh my gosh. You are so fun. Thank you. Great job. Christine says, great job. Keep working the Patreon. Oh my God. Yeah. I have to figure out the Patreon situation. Oh my gosh. See, my phone's blowing up. Why? 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 Thank you very much. That's so sweet. Oh my gosh, stop it. Merger. Sorry, forget. Phone upside down. We're live right now. Everyone, Christine here is in charge of, unless I'm mistaken, but I'm pretty sure you're the boss, CT Horror Fest. So when I'm like geeking out at this convention, Christine is there being like, I run the thing. And she's fantastic. So thank you again. I'm a little heart. Pew. Scott, yay! Scott, I mentioned you, I think, in my recap video of CT Horror Fest briefly, and then I think we talked about you last week on the live. We were talking about the My Bloody Valentine VHS. We're talking about horror conventions, and you're obviously like my person. So sorry I'm late to the chat, but I see the headline and I thought I'd join since I've been doing convention for 34 years. Yeah, no, Scott does all of them. How many did you do this year, Scott? You said you did a lot. Like, was it 20 something? Was it 23? And you were like, I need to chill. But I would love if we'll see the lineup for next year, but I would love if Scott came over to do CT Horror Fest. I think you'd have a great time. It is, and also too, because I'm doing this one next year. CT Horror Fest is always doing that one. In the springtime, they do the Monster Mania in Jersey. That's where one of the places I met Scott. This earlier this year, we met up in Vegas at a convention and the Monster Mania in Jersey. Jersey, I'm definitely doing again. Oh, let's see. I want to meet the actor who played the brother in Brain Damage and get him to say you forgot your buckets and autograph it on my arm. Then I'll get a tattoo. That's awesome. I have not seen that movie because I'm a terrible fake fan. Scott says I'll be doing 24 conventions this year. So 24 conventions or events that Scott has been to horror related. Wow. You didn't do South Pasadena, did you, Scott? You did something else instead. Did you do South Pasadena? The 45 years of terror that just happened. We just talked about it too. Anyway, when I did my recap video and I was talking about Roseblood, which is the horror fan film that's a direct sequel to Friday the 13th, The New Blood, it actually has the same actors and stuff. I met the writer-director and I remember talking to Scott and Scott mentioning some involvement with that movie. So I mentioned Scott's name to the writer-director and he's like, oh, Scott. And that was like a nice little interaction. He was also very nice. Scott's great. The writer-director of that movie was great. No, I didn't do the Halloween 45. I was at Days of the Dead in Houston. That's what you did instead. I heard that the Halloween 45 was good, but I know that like Marianne Hagen didn't go. John Carpenter had a panel. I don't know what else was going on. The guy now who played the kid from the Rob Zombie remake, who played young Michael, was doing like some weird live show outside or something. I don't know. I feel like I made the right choice by not going. I'm committed to doing the 50 year though. 50 years, if Jamie Lee Curtis doesn't show up, then I'm never going to get to meet her. And like, I guess it just is what it is. But the 50 year, like, that has to happen. I'll be writing several letters to several people being like, you need to make this happen, please. So, the Dude Brothers, oh my gosh, what is happening here? We're talking about horror conventions. If you haven't already answered, please let me know who is on your bucket list for who you want to meet at a horror convention. And because Christine is here, maybe she can get them to go to the CT Horror Fest. Ooh, let me repeat my bucket list. Let's get, damn it, who did I say, everyone? Who did I say I really wanted? Danielle Harris. Well, she did CT Horror Fest a couple years ago. My first time meeting Danielle was CT Horror Fest. And then second time was in Vegas this year. She is lovely. She's very tiny too, but she's great. Who did I just say? We said like Robert Englund. I said Bruce. Well, okay. So Marion Thorn trilogy Halloween movies, though, I want to meet those people. So give me Wendy Kaplan, give me Marianne Hagen, give me Ellie Cornell, Kathleen Kinmont. I said Sasha Jensen, right? That's his name, who played Brady. He was at the Halloween 45-year situation. He's on my list. I wouldn't mind meeting Danielle again. Ermerger. I said cast of Chucky, like the series, just like I didn't say Jennifer Tilly. Jennifer Tilly, Christine Elise, yeah, the Alex Vincent. I'd love to meet them. I'd love to meet Jennifer Tilly, who played Tiffany. Maybe go on a shopping spree with her because she has the best clothes. I would not like to go on a shopping spree with her because I don't have the money to compete and I have no fashion sense. But I'd love to meet her and get my photo taken and get her autograph on something. I wish that when Shout Factory released their Friday the 13th box set, they have one huge, beautiful piece of art that is like it's every version of Jason on one poster. So I bring that to any convention now that's going to have a Friday the 13th person involved because they all can sign it. When I went to CT Horror Fest, I brought my print from Niels, who was going to be here, but apparently he's sleeping because in Germany it's 1:30 in the morning. And because it's a print specifically to the first movie, Kurt Russell, yes, yeah, that's a good one. Heather Langenkamp I got to meet, and she was very nice too. But Kurt Russell, oh, that'd be so freaking cool. He seems like the coolest guy. So yes, that is a good one. I love that. I forgot what I was even. Oh, the poster. It's one big poster. Everyone's on it, whatever. When I brought the Halloween one, which I'll show you in a second, it's specific to just the first Halloween movie. So I was like, oh, I'm meeting the cast of Halloween 1. I'll bring this Halloween 1 print. But if I were to meet someone from 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever, I'd have to be bringing like different posters from different movies. I want like one Halloween poster. I want one Chucky poster. I'm sure they might exist, but I haven't come across any that like have really caught my eye yet. Your bucket list is very possible, James. Many of them do conventions. I'll have to show you my Chucky poster one day, signed by 13 cast and crew. You will have to show me. I'm going to Vegas for work next year, and I'm going to try to meet up with Scott so I can see his spooky things. Scott's in Vegas. Century, I'd love to meet Peter Jackson and yell at him for not releasing Dead Alive or Brain Dead on Blu-ray in Region A. Just get a region free player and you'll be fine. Let's look at the print that I got. I don't want to knock anything over. Oh, crap. So the print itself is from my friend in Germany. He got this for me as a gift years ago. And I only put it in the frame like this year. I finally put it back there. And I was like, oh, this is perfect. It fills in the space behind you. You can see the Myers house. Well, now it's got signatures on the bottom and the top. So I need to find a place to actually hang it up. Would it fit here? No, it's too wide. It's too wide. Anyway, look at this. Look at this. So this is in the recap video. I show this off too, but since y'all are here, I'm just going to go for it because Christine gave me a super thanks. Y'all get to see this again. Hey James, you played everything on Kids. Nancy Loomis, who played Annie. I also have a VHS tape that I had her sign. I have the Blockbuster Presents VHS tape for Halloween, and I had her write. Guess he found a hot date about. Was it Lester? Was the dog's name? To James, it's expensive, you idiot. I don't think that's the line. I asked her to say it's expensive, idiot. Can someone clarify? Does she say it's expensive, idiot, or it's expensive, you idiot? She wrote you idiot, and it's PJ Souls. So she can do whatever she wants to do. I wanted Nick Castle, because my OCD, to put his signature up here, and he didn't ask me. He just started writing. So to James, Nick Castle, the shape, and it's down here. Would have preferred up here for the aesthetic of it all. So now I have to get some kind of signature here and whatever, but it's fine. And then to James, I had him write Linda, you asshole. And that is John Michael Graham, who plays Bob. This beautiful piece of beautifulness. So that for now, we'll go right back up here. Cool. Okay. Oh, I almost went right into this table. Oh, I did go into the table. We're back. So let me see. I had a couple things. I'm going to do one last check of the, yep, no more questions came through, like the anonymous question situation. So let's check. That's it. That's kind of all I wanted to go over. Was I wanted to talk about the conventions as a whole. You can still check out my recap video from CT Horror Fest. That's down below. If you want to see a recap of my visit to Hollywood and Vegas earlier this year, that link is also down below. And part of one of the things I want to be like, let's talk about this, is I'm restructuring some of the things that I do on the channel. If I focus on too little, it's kind of, it narrows the audience, right? If I focus on too much, it kind of convolutes the page. So we are going to continue movie reactions. That is like the bread and butter. I'll occasionally throw in some trailer reactions. Those won't be like a super priority, but they will still come if it's like a big deal movie. I'm still going to do my modern trailers. Those will also be just something on the side. Occasionally, every few months, I can pop out like a new fan-made modern trailer. Those are fun. I'm going to highlight my collection a little more. So I'm going to have the page. This page is going to be mostly the physical media collection aspect and the movie reactions, and trying to link them with these live sessions, if that makes sense. Because it has to make sense in my head. Otherwise, I'm just going to face plant on the floor and die. So every time we do live now, we're going to have a topic. So I don't get off with my crazy 15 different things I want to talk about. So the thumbnails are going to be pretty basic, just text for now. I've been like testing the waters with like what thumbnails work and which ones don't, just so y'all have a little behind the scenes. And the ones that work the most, the ones that are just text, and the ones that are just simple. So today's live discussion was horror conventions. Next week's live discussion is going to be Terrifier. And the reason next week's live discussion is going to be Terrifier is because this weekend's movie reaction is Terrifier. So finally, it's October, so we're going to get Terrifier. It's already filmed, but I have to start and finish editing tomorrow. So wish me all of the luck and send me all of the caffeine, please. I'm going to try to edit the entire thing this weekend, and then that'll go up on Saturday. So Saturdays, we still do our Saturday is always something, preferably a movie reaction, but always something. When I do the physical media videos, that's going to have its own playlist now, and they'll be shorter videos, and it's just going to be a way of either doing unboxings or highlighting movies I already have. Like I want to do like, here's my Halloween collection, here's my Night of the Demons collection, here's my Friday the 13th collection. You know, like I want to do videos that are that kind of highlight this fun stuff behind me. So that's going to be a big part of the page. Movie reactions, a big part of the page. I do want to get into the rankings and things like that. But again, there's so many things I want to do and they just keep not getting to happen. So this is how we're going to streamline going forward. Hope that's okay with everyone. Let's see. I don't blame you. That movie is a gem that needs to be put on Blu-ray. Is it easy to take that out of the frame for more autographs? Scott's asking. Yes, the back of the frame just pops open. I bought that frame myself at like Michael's or something. Pops right out. And then I actually rolled it up and I brought it. Technically, this is the thing for the Chucky posters, but I put it in here. I actually, well, on day one, I had it in here. So I had this because this is where the Friday the 13th one is, because the Friday the 13th one is so huge. And then also in here, I had that. On day two, I swapped it because on day one, I needed Kane Hodder's signature. On day two, I just needed Nick Castle. So I used the smaller one here. That way it's not going to get damaged. But yeah, it comes out very easily. Oh, let's see. On the wait list for Terrifier at the library, it's been 3 months and on wait number 5. Wow, it's like it's popular, right? I watched the first one. I cannot wait to watch the second one. We're going to do some spooky stuff. I'm going to try to stop announcing which movies are coming because when I don't deliver them, I feel terrible. And so I'm working on some things, but just know that spooky movies are the focus of October. And I will be watching Terrifier 2 at some point this month. Preferably that'll be my Halloween reaction, but just know it's coming. If nothing else happens, Terrifier 2 is going to happen after Terrifier this weekend. Let me see. It's on a free streaming site now. I'm pretty sure. No, just Prime. Ugh, I hate when like I have We have Prime, but it doesn't, it still makes you like pay to rent the movies and stuff. So what's the point? Oh, Niels is... Yes, I am live right now. I just showed your print. He just texted. It's like 2 o'clock in the morning where he is. Let's see. Can I send him the link? Share, copy link. I was about to finish up, but if you can jump on, I'll show the print again. Sorry. He's in Germany, so I'm... Oh, you're watching right now. Well, where are you? Say something in the comments. Niels, did you already see... I'm speaking to you, but you can answer me in text message or answer in the chat. Did you already see the print when I showed it? Because I just showed it. And Scott even asked, like, how easy or not easy it is to, what is it? Remove from the back. I don't know. We'll see what he says in a second. Let's catch up on the chat. Not only that it buffers every 2 seconds. Oh, and Prime. You know, Hulu does that for me. Hulu does not work for us for some reason. I don't have to pay for Prime. Wait, a lot of buffering BS. Yeah, no, that's why I want the physical media. Besides the fact that like it looks beautiful and I want to be able to watch whatever I want whenever I want, because I'm a needy bitch, but also because the streaming is going to not work. Oops, the streaming is going to break. Something is going to go wrong. So I want to be able to, like, this coming weekend on, I think Sunday, we're having Moses's sister come over because she's only seen Screams 1, 2, and 3. And we've been trying to get her over here to watch Scream 4 forever. Now that I have the Blu-ray, we're going to watch Scream 4. Then we can finally show her 5 and 6. But yeah, like physical media all the way. I'm done with this freaking streaming crap. Although I do love Shudder. I love having it as an option, but I would still prefer... Anyone else feel this way? I feel like I'm like cheating if I'm watching it on streaming. Like I feel like I'm cheating on the physical media. Like because Shudder has a lot of stuff that's original to just Shudder. But when I see like Halloween 4, I've actually started watching Halloween 4, same with Texas Chainsaw Massacre, on Shudder. And then after a couple of minutes, turned it off and got the disc and put it in. Is that just me? Am I the problem? Oh, sorry. I was in the Insta app and couldn't write comments. Hi, James. Niels is here. Everyone. Niels is the one who made me the print. We're going to do it again. Take 2. We're doing the print again. Sorry for my frumpy clothing, by the way. I love this shirt. Blockbusted Videos got me this shirt. Okay, you ready? Here we go. We already looked at it. We're looking at it again. Yes, Niels. He made this print. Halloween, the beautiful pumpkin. He sent this to me. Was this a birthday gift? Or it might have just been like a like thanks for existing gift. And it was beautiful. And again, I only put it up or I think this year, finally, once I had my spooky corner, close to being done. But the fact that I got to bring it in, we're doing this. We already did this. We're doing it again. So Nancy Loomis, she wrote, "You blame everything on kids." I asked her to write that. I had quotes I wanted them to write. So you blame everything on kids. You guys have to get back to me about the line. Someone let me know if the line is, if PJ Souls was right or if I was right. Because I wanted her to write, "It's expensive, idiot." But she wrote, "It's expensive, you idiot." So I don't know if she was right or if I was right. But it says PJ Souls, Linda, Nick Castle. Again, I wanted him to do it up here, but he just started going. So it is what it is. But to James, Nick Castle, The Shape. And then to James, I had him write, "Linda, you asshole." And that's from John Michael Graham, who played her boyfriend, Bob. So that is from Niels. It looks awesome, James. Thanks for getting it signed. Thank you for giving it to me. It's beautiful. This was perfect. I was freaking out, everyone. I don't know if I mentioned this about what to have people signed, and I was making myself very, very anxious because, like I said, I had Nancy Kyes is her name now, sign that Blockbuster Presents VHS tape, but she signed the whole front cover, which means kind of no one else can sign it now. And it made me think, oh no, what if I spend more money on someone signing more things that I regret later? And this is absolutely not something I regret having them sign. This is beautiful and is like a forever thing. Niels also, I think, still sells these. So if you want the print, he also sells custom masks, which I cannot afford, but they are spectacular. They look exactly like the masks from the movies. I hate Halloween Resurrection, but he did a Halloween Resurrection mask, like the burn. It looks more like the one in the movie than the one in the movie. Let me see. What is this? Amazing, looks awesome, blah blah blah. It was a just because gift. I love the little pumpkin and it's in a different color, so it pops. I know, I love it. Scott says, I'm old, so I grew up with physical media. I just prefer, I mean, I think most of us grew up with the physical media too. And when it transitioned to DVD, I was all for that. But once it went to Blu-ray, I was kind of like, what are we doing here? Now we have 4K, and I love that we have all these options, but my brain still goes back to like, I love holding a tape. Let me see. Why did you want him up there? Oh, my OCD, because she did orange. It was black, orange. I wanted orange, black. It would balance out color-wise for me. And it would be balanced. But he just started writing, and I was like, you're Nick Castle. What the hell you want? Take my money. Jamie Lee Curtis will be upper. Yes, Jamie Lee Curtis will have to be up here, or John Carpenter. I can imagine meeting him before meeting her, although he's up there in age. Hearts, Century. Oh, you said something. Hit me up, Neil. There you go. Yes, that's his Instagram page. Go to there. Everyone go to there. Also follow him because his pictures are spectacular. Can I say the word spectacular again? His posts, like mine, are cute. His are next level. His are professional, like photos when he's posting his collection and things like that. So that goes up there. Okay, everyone. Well, I said today was going to be a quick one. Niels, I love you. Thank you so much for jumping on. I don't want to keep anyone. Again, this week, you may or may not get other videos this week, so I'm working on a couple other things. Like I said, now that I'm getting into the playlist of like, look at this unboxing, look at my collection. But definitely, Terrifier reaction, and next week's live will be a discussion about Terrifier. So every week we're going to have a focus and we'll talk about something specific, usually a movie. Oh, someone did just do one last Q&A question. Wait, did they? It said I had notification. Deception, disgrace. Okay, never mind. They did not. Thank you, everyone, so much. I don't remember. I'm doing this on YouTube and not the other app like I used to. So thank you for joining. Please follow me on the Instagrams. I do like the polls. I'm sorry, my movie polls I do mostly on YouTube. The Instagram will be for like the Q&A questions. That's also where you can kind of see more of like real time, like what I'm doing. I post my movie collection primarily there. Don't forget to vote for the Face of Horror thing. It's in the top of this chat and in the description down below. And then don't forget to check out my playlist updates because I'm going to move some things around and I'm working on a new banner for my page because right now my page doesn't really say what I'm doing. Like it doesn't scream like, shut up, James, like it's supposed to. So we're working on some stuff and I appreciate you all very much. Have a great night, everyone. Goodbye. This is just Ginger Ale.